So I'm here at the junkyard. Okay, so here's the highwayman, and I'm gonna start that quest. Hey Smitty! Hey there! I really enjoyed my meal from Mom's. Thanks. Now what can old Smitty do for you? I was just wondering what you do here. Mostly I just keep watch over all this junk. Only one thing worth doodly squat. What's that? Why, it's none other than this Chrysalis Motors highwayman. They used to say that nothing can stop a highwayman. They sure built 'em tough. I'll say that for 'em. How does it run? If it ran, do you think I'd still be in this shithole of a town? Yes. Well, you're probably right. I got kinda settled in here. I see. I wouldn't mind selling you the car, though, if someone brought me the battery. No, strike that. I guess I need a fuel cell controller. Yeah, if I had one of them, I'd sell you the car for $2,000. Even install the controller so it'd run right. That sounds interesting. I'll have to come back if I ever find a fuel cell controller. Let me ask you something else right now. Jump in, Jiminy, what can I do for you now? Say, old timer, I have this thingy here that I picked up in Klamath. Let old Smitty here take a look at it. Sure, here it is. That looks just like a fuel cell regulator. If I had a car that ran, it'd sure improve the mileage on it. Huh? Well, you see, I've got this car, a Chrysalis Motors highwayman. She's a beaut, too. They used to say nothing can stop a highwayman. Built tough. That's what they were. Yeah, so what's that got to do with me? Well, a lot and not so much at the same time. Huh? What I'm saying is that having a regulator is nice, but you need to find a fuel cell controller. Why? What's that? 'Cause if'n you had a controller and $2,000, I could fix this here Chrysalis Motors highwayman that I got here and you could drive around in style. Really? Where can I find a fuel cell controller? Now that's a silly question. Don't you think if I knew that, then I'd be driving around in the car? Wow. I'll have to look for one of those. Be a good idea. If you find one, just come back here with it. Oh, and don't forget the $2,000 neither. I'm gonna go look for one right now. Goodbye. Be sure to check Smitty's inventory before you go. Barter. Okay, so he has a super toolkit, and you will need this in order to get the fuel cell controller. Now you can buy it off Smitty, and it's actually pretty expensive. Mind you, my barter's pretty low right now, so if you have the money, you can buy it off Smitty, or you can wait and get it further down the road at Vault City. Depends on how fast you want to get the car. I do a lot of looting, so I find I can make money quite quickly, so I'm going to get it now if I can. Sell him that. That. I'll sell him that too. Then I'll take 200 bucks back. Oh. There we go. Offer. Thanks, baby. I was just looking around a bit. See you later, Smitty. So I am in Gecko. I am right here at the second door in this longish building. in the junkyard area. And I'm here to speak to Skeeter. I'm going to pick up the car part for Smitty. I see that you got a mighty fine toolkit there. Snap off, ain't it? I'll trade you this fuel cell controller for it. It's a deal. That's a mighty fine trade. You should be able to just plug that sucker in and get your car working. You know, I could do you another favor by fixing up some of your stuff for free, too. I'm gonna try that right away. Goodbye. So, you delivered the repair kit to Skeeter. You gained 250 experience points. Now back to the den. Okay, so I have the car part for Smitty. And I have some cash. So let's get the car. Jump in, Jiminy. What can I do for you now? Say, old timer, I have this thingy here that I picked up in Gecko. Let old Smitty here take a look at it. Sure, here it is. Well now, that looks to me like it's an old fuel cell controller. I bet if I used that with the old highwayman, I could get her purring like a kitten. Huh? Well, you see, I thought I needed a battery for this thing, but I really need is a fuel cell controller. Them things was always going bad on 'em. Well, I've got one of those. That's right. Here's the deal. You give me 2,000 and I'll sell you the car. Heck, I'll even install the fuel cell controller for you. Should run as good as new. I'll even charge it up with some extra microfusion power cells I got. That sounds good to me. Here's the money and the part. Just take it easy with her till she warms up now. Okay, I will. Thanks, Smitty. Okay, so I got the car. He installed the part. So now I have the fuel cell regulator, which I want to get installed to increase my mileage. But something I was always curious about was you failed to install the fuel cell regulator. Now, I have never been able to successfully install the fuel cell regulator, and I've never been able to find anyone that has been able to install it themselves. I even had like a full maxed out repair skill, etc. So it's interesting that you have an interaction to install the fuel cell regulator, but can't seem to successfully install it on your own. So anyways, I just want to get the car and go driving. Hey there, how's that car running for you? Pretty good, Smitty, but I found this part for the car and I don't know what to do with it. Well now, that's a fuel cell regulator. That'll give you better mileage per energy cell. I could put that in for you if you had, say, 750 for my trouble. Sounds like a deal, Smitty. Here's the part and the money. There you go, better and new. Take it easy with her now. I will, thanks, Smitty. Goodbye. So, let's load up the trunk. I've completely loaded the trunk with all the crap I'm carrying around that I'll eventually sell off. Some things I'm holding on to for future party members. Some people have reported that the car can get bugged and, you know, the trunk falls off or something and then they lose all their items that's stored in it. Personally, I have never ever had that happen to me. And the majority of the times I played this game, it was on the CD version. I own the GOG version, but this playthrough I'm playing on the Steam version. And I also has the Restoration Project 2.33 installed as well. So I don't know if I'm going to have any car bugs or not. So what I'm going to do as a precaution is I'll hard save on a regular basis. So should something happen, I can just reload that save and get the car back. But I don't expect to have any trouble. I never had any trouble in the past, so I don't expect to have any trouble this time around. The car is running at 100% power. So that's how you check your power. You just left click and investigate and it'll tell you. Now if you need to put more power into it, you just go into your inventory here. So when you get into your inventory, you just click on the power cells, but I don't have any power cells at the moment, so I can't show you that part. But I wouldn't be able to install any at the moment because I'm at 100% power. So basically just left click, inventory, click on power cell. Okay, so the other thing, keep an eye on your fuel because you don't want your car to run out of fuel in the middle of nowhere. And if you do get close to running out of fuel and you don't have any power cells left, leave it parked in a city like the Den or Reading or whatever's closest. If you leave it parked in the wastes, it will be gone forever. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for. So be sure to check your power periodically or after every time you travel a long distance, and you shouldn't have any trouble. Okay, let's take this car for a ride. Also, you'll notice here that this here indicator is your fuel gauge, so keep an eye on that because you don't want to run out of fuel in the middle of the wastes. So there was my car ride. Anyway, so that's how you get the car, and it's a lot faster to travel that way.